Bonjour! What's going on, Torontonian, Raptonian, Fanzonians? It was a beautiful victory today. We got some Canadian content happening. We got Scottie Barnes coming back to the table. Yes, with the bifocals or the eye protection, limited minutes as well. But man, he put 17 in and six assists. Nice. Starting point guard, kind of pushing Davian Mitchell back. We're starting to see the road to health. Unfortunately, Agbaji had sort of an off game with this transition, and I don't know if that just means Scottie Barnes is more featured and the ball's going through him, and he's obviously finding RJ out there. Dick suffered slightly too, with only 9 points from him, but man, RJ Barrett 31. We had Chris Boucher coming off the bench with 22. Absolutely fantastic for the homegrown Canadian boys. Obviously, the hometown RJ is just, really, really doing well. He's thriving as a Toronto Raptor. I totally agree that, after sort of year two with the Knicks, once they kind of had um, their one and their two, with Randall and oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? I'm blanking on Jalen. Oh yeah, yeah. Anyway, it'll come to me in a second. But yeah, anyway, those guys being the one and two, and then RJ kind of the three, but he's standing around a lot, not in the action. This definitely seems to help him more. We don't have um, that set of a hierarchy yet, I suppose is the best way to put it. I mean, it seems to be coming, and but RJ certainly seems to be featured, and man, he's thriving. He's had 5 games with over 30 points this year. He's averaging 23, 24. The only thing I'd like to see improved would be a little bit of the free throw down the stretch. Jakob hit two beauties that were clutch. RJ was, one of two on one of his, then he got his two, then he was one of two on the I don't know if there was like 35, 45, something like that, seconds left in the game. Even Barnes at the end with, 20 something seconds left, he's missing one of his two free throws. And as a whole, the Raptors have not been great, especially in crunch time. It's those little things. There were some unforced turnovers in this game. There were some, again, finishing at the rim where they can't, like Mogbo, I think, missed one this time. But hey, I wasn't the biggest Mogbo fan, but he's starting to grow on me. He did well. He got some extra minutes today because Jakob got into some foul trouble, and obviously, we're missing Bruno from his injury, and Olynyk is still not playing. So Mogbo seemed to fill in as the backup center, and not bad. I certainly like his physicality. He seemed to be decent on the boards with 7. 3 of 6 from the floor, 50% shooting. It's not bad. 6 points. It's not great, but guy's a rook, and he was drafted in the second round. Was he the 31 or was he the mid? No, he might have even been our later pick, right? Or no, he might have been the 31. He was sort of the first of the second round, which they were saying is kind of like having a first round pick. But anyway, late in the draft, to be getting any kind of production out of a 31st overall pick in year one is decent. Yeah, Boucher, though, nicely finding a role. I've always been a Boucher fan. Again, I'm a bit of a homer with him being from Montreal, but I always thought that we were misusing this guy. Like sometimes he'd come in and be the highest energy guy, going crazy all over the place, back and forth. Last year, he pretty much disappeared until the very end of the season when we had all the injuries and he was forced to play because we didn't have anybody left. Darko's looking down, going, "All right, Boucher, get in there. You're the only person with fresh legs." But man, they said they were working him this year as if he was a rookie. They're trying to rebuild his game from scratch, and I notice it. I see him. Instead of those selfish, immediate jacking up the threes when he would get the ball in rotation before, in seasons past, you could see him. He's making the extra pass, but when it does sort of stop with him and he's got the open look, he's making them and hitting them pretty decently. Like 3 of 8, he was at 40% from three. He missed a last one there, I guess. Or no, I'm talking about, yeah, he was 2 for 5 when I saw that he was 40. He ended up 3 of 8, 37% from three, which is great. 53.8% from the floor, but 22 points plus 11. I mean, wow. Again, obviously got some energy. And Davian Mitchell really defense. He truly is a solid defender. His offense could use some work. Again, with him not starting today, it's not the worst with him getting, only 3 points. Shed had none. Shed was only in about 8 minutes. So, again, you're starting to see the domino effect of a Scottie Barnes coming back into the starting lineup. But man, Davian Mitchell was a plus 20 is my point. Still 8 assists as well, a couple rebounds and 3 turnovers without any steals. So, maybe I should have checked that stat line before I gave him too much praise. But my point is, if he's out there only getting 3 points and he's a plus 20, he's obviously doing some damage, if not directly stopping with blocks and steals. He's clearly contributing to disrupting the play and staying on his man because he got decent minutes at 27. So yeah, overall, wow, Raptors pretty solid. I did make a couple notes here. Let me just see. Yeah, again, this is all probably just with Barnes sitting out. But I felt that he was rushing a little bit in the fourth quarter. There were a couple of plays. I guess they sat him to get him some rest as we could get into the end of the game, and just some rushing. There were also a couple of plays where his back, and there was another Grady Dick where his back was completely to the play on the defensive end, not paying attention. Probably, that'll come as he's back in the game more. I'm sure he's out there with his first game back thinking about other things, trying not to poke his eye, trying to, hit uh shots and lead the team and do all that kind of stuff. There was an unbelievable Dick to RJ feed that was just getting the crowd hyped. And those are the kind of momentum shifting moments in games that we have been missing because we've been close and surprisingly in most of these games all year, even with all the injuries we have. I think it's those plays. Dick just ran down and then kind of did a throw. He actually did a nice move because he sort of went to the right, and you could sort of think as the defender that he's going to lay it in like he seems to do, which sadly misses more than I think he should. But anyway, again, that's going to be polished. The guy's 20. He just turned 21, I guess. Um, but yeah, that was phenomenal. He did a slight move to the right. The defender, just pulled a little bit away, and then he threw it up, and RJ was just there. Love that. Love that. Um, yeah, it was a great fourth quarter. It was a pretty solid third quarter too, but yeah, that fourth quarter was just great. So anyway, yeah, other than a little bit of sloppy free throwness and some stuff in the fourth quarter that I know they're going to work on. Darko, I got to give him some props even too because you're seeing progress, which I think is the most important thing. And so that shows that the coach is actually potentially affecting this. Quickly, when are you coming back? We need you. We need you. We need you. Because yeah, we're getting better. Jacoby Walter was supposedly dressed as well, but he didn't seem to play. Um, anyway, but again, in a victory like this, we're not going to talk about the people that didn't make it into the game. Um, still, Battle, Shed, Mogbo. I think these guys got to get some of their offense figured out, but what can I say? That's it. Thanks for watching. Go Raptors. Let's get some momentum, man. We got 2 wins in a row. We're not even anywhere close to being in last place anymore. Just kidding. I think we're like fourth last. But we are ahead of the 76ers. We are ahead of the Washington Wizard. And moving up, going in the right direction. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, comment. Let me know what you want to see, what you want to talk about. Like I said, this is just a celebration of a Raptors victory and a place for us to celebrate together and commiserate together when we lose. So, anyway, thanks for watching. See you guys next game.